Exclamation everybody, and welcome back to Soul Zero. So, at the end of the last tutorial we talked about defending your colony and getting ready to be able to protect your people from the dangers of interstellar colonization. Now we're going to talk about the end game, if you will. And the end game of this is you eventually want to make it to 100 colonists. But along the way there are, and there's our hull armor getting upgraded finally, but along the way you're going to need to basically handle this as you would a normal colony. So first things first, if we want to start to be able to declare independence, and when I mean declare independence, I mean we'll no longer be able to communicate with Earth as far as bringing up supplies and whatnot. So if we want to get to that point, we're going to need to have a have a source of being able to create supplies for ourselves. So we're going to grab this 3D printer here, which I have not used yet, and at least on this map anyway. And we're going to, as you can see, it needs to be placed next to a pallet. We're going to go make this 3D printer, hopefully. I think we have enough supplies for it. Yeah, we have just enough supplies for it. I didn't plan that at all. Not at all. Alright, and now this guy, what this allows us to do is actually print, as you might imagine, print boxes or supply crates. And in so doing, we can say auto print here. What this will do is it will use a portion of our ore that we have mined and create supplies for us, and it will do it until this pallet fills up, and then it'll stop, and then once another box is taken off the pallet, or all the boxes taken off the pallet, it'll start printing some more, and it'll just keep on doing that as long as you have auto print turned on. Or you can just do it like this. You could do manually and say, I just want one more box on here, or recycle one of the boxes that's on there. Whatever the case may be, you can always do that as well. As you can see, we're printing our own supplies. The ore and stuff should be going down at some point. So that is how that works, and this is very important because when we eventually build a monument, if I look in here, when we eventually build a monument, this will, as it says there, it will tell this colony to declare independence from Earth, which will end all rocket launches to the surface, and the population will grow by 2 every 100 souls. So what will happen here is, when I declare independence, not only will I not be able to bring any more rockets up at all, no rockets at all, you'll never be able to go back to Earth for anything, but my colonists will begin to multiply by 2 will increase by 2 every 100 souls, which means that as we stand right now, we're going to be kind of stumped, right? Because we're not going to be able, these people are going to go off and have babies. Those babies are going to be born and then they're going to immediately die, which is not the best of ways to run your colony. Plus, also, in addition to that, we need to be sure that we're constantly mining for ore and whatnot along the way. Now, I have a bit of an ace in the hole as far as this is concerned, because if I look in the build menu here, there's this bottom row here. Now, normally when you start out a game, this is all locked down, and in order to unlock it, you have to complete challenges. Like this one, for instance, requires me to complete the colony planning challenge, which are all the challenges and how to complete them are on the main menu. When you click on the map on the right hand side, if you look at the map of Mars, or the view of Mars, there's 4 like icons over there. If you roll over them, it will tell you what all the different challenges are and what is required to get them. But this one requires Martian City. This one requires colony planning. I've already completed the two challenges that have unlocked an ore mine and a nuclear reactor. Most of these challenges unlock buildings that allow you to sort of have more efficient colonies, where you can fit more people into a smaller area, which becomes very important as you get onto some of the later maps in the game where there's not a whole lot of buildable area to do things. In this case, it's going to allow me to rather than go around and mine for ore constantly. It's going to allow me to sort of shortchange that for the purposes of this tutorial. And I'm going to put an ore mine down, and this will generate ore for me on a regular basis, and all it costs is some methane. So we'll put this guy over here. It also obviously costs supplies to make it. I think it was, how many supplies was it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supply crates to make an ore mine. The nuclear reactor, I'm not going to do, but it, as you can see here, it gives you between 20 and 80 power. It takes 2 water. It's got several cores to it that you can turn on or off, and each one of those takes a little bit more water, but also gives you more power back. So you have to, again, it's a balancing act. I'm not going to do the nuclear reactor because, well, we don't really need it for this small colony, but it is something to keep in mind when you have limited building space. So as you can see, our ore mine is up and running now, and I can just keep increasing the rate here. And every time I increase the rate, it takes gives me more ore per soul, and also takes a lot more methane from me. So you can see what the costs are and what I'm getting as far as ore is concerned. That will help me out a lot because it means I don't have to go here and go mining for stuff and then bringing it back and then losing a portion of it because my refinery is only at 75%. This will give me everything that I could ever want. But of course, it does dip into your methane. If you don't have a whole lot of methane around to dig into, you'll start to find that you can't replenish it fast enough to do, if you need to fuel up some of your landers and whatnot. Speaking of which, I want to build another methane cryo tank over here, since we've got such a large methane field upon which to dig into. It will help things. It will help matters quite a bit, because we are, as you can see, our methane is going down a bit here and there. So it's the ore mine is taking quite a bit there. Also, because I built that, we are now getting the caution symbol that our colony is too large for the amount of people we have. So it's another thing to keep in mind as you're doing things. Let's actually speed this up so he goes over a little bit faster there. So with that said, I want to, my next objective here is to build some more farms, as well as get some more of these habitats going, because we want to have some room for our colonists to move around, to move about, and be able to make babies when we declare our independence. So while we're on the subject here, let's get an oxygen generator going, and we'll get it going. That's the only place I have to do it, isn't it? That kind of sucks, but we'll put it here, the oxygen generator there, and then we'll build out a straight haul right here, and then connect our habitat to the other side, so we get a couple more beds for our trouble. Of course, putting it this close to the water generator means that I'm not going to have space for another recycling center there, but we do have some ice up here that we can tap into for our another cryo tank, which I probably should do, because that's going to be, yeah, our water's starting to go down a little bit. So let's come over here and put this guy down right there. So we have it, and we're printing a bunch of supplies, which is good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to help it along a little bit by bringing up one more supply run. That'll be our last supply run, and then I will make the monument, and then we will have declared independence. Building the monument does not declare independence. You have to actually click on the monument and say, yes, I declare independence. So you don't have to worry too much. You can build it and then just kind of leave it there for a little bit, and then come back to it if you wish. So this is all. So let's get this. Let's get all these things opened up now to the world, so that we get all the beds out of this that we are supposed to have. I'm going to let these segments get oxygen first before. Okay, that has oxygen. That's good. before I open it up to the world here. So I don't have my people walking through something that doesn't have any oxygen yet. All right, there we go. So now that is open. And what I'm going to do is I am going to probably get rid of this and replace it with some farms. So I would like to get these down to farms. I'd like to be able to do another expansion here as needed. So that is down there. We've got some water now, which is good. And I want to get some more, as I said, some more farms going. Let's put them over here. Why not? We've got the room. We've got the room there for it. All right, let's get one more supply run going, and then that will be that. That'll be our last communication with the surface here. So we'll get the large rocket, and we will pump it full of supplies. And that is, I guess I could bring another astronaut up. That would help things out a little bit. Well, I don't really need a second one. I tend to use 2 astronauts because it's nice to not always be looking for where the hell your astronaut's at, and especially when I have to walk such a long distance. But we're not going to do it. Let's just go with what we've got. All right, our supply rocket has arrived. Let's make sure that we're still doing some biology here, because we're going to need some good strains going. Get those rolling. Let's build another farm right here next to it, just so that we have all this together and ready to go. And this guy, I'm not even going to launch this guy. I'm just going to let him sit there when we do the declaring of our independence. The other thing we're going to want to do, and this is why I was trying to build up all the power, is there. The astute viewer will notice in the build menu here, there is a terraforming project. It requires 36 population. So at the very least, we want to try to get to 36 population. So I can put that down. For the early game, what this does is, if you've looked through the menus, you probably have noticed that there is a map that is locked down on the menu. And the only way to unlock that is to build terraforming projects on 3 different maps, and that will unlock it. So that is your ultimate goal when you're starting out, is to get that rolling. Let's see what I want to do here. I want to close this off. I'm going to close that off. Oh, there's somebody in there. That's not good. You're not supposed to be in there, guy. Oh yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck, aren't you? Let me open that back up. And close it. There we go. There we go. Nobody's in there, right? Alright, good. Alright, so let's go and destroy this. And that will enable me to have another offshoot here to build upon. There we go. And we'll build another hallway here. And another, like, a 4-way intersection over here. And then I'll build off of that, hopefully. And the idea here is, now, I could, if I was smart, I would bring up more colonists rather than having that, rather than waiting for them to sort of birth more as it goes. But I'm going to take the slightly longer route and try to declare independence and let them actually multiply up to what I need for the terraforming project, 36. So it'd be what? It's 2 per 100. Hopefully that works. It tends to be a pretty long process, and I've seen instances when it won't, your people won't multiply quite that fast. So I'm hoping that that's all resolved at this point, but we will see sooner rather than later. All right. Of course, building all these segments here is going to cause a lot of strife, because it's going to start really complaining about not having enough resources, or not enough colonists, I mean. Oxygen generator over there. And then we'll build another habitat. Well, we'll put another 4-way intersection here maybe. And then a habitat on this side so I have more expansion potential. 4-way there. Possibly. And like I said, another habitat once he's finished. This way, like so. And this we can start to open up to the world. Let the oxygen flow freely. And we got oxygen coming through there now. Let this guy get some oxygen. And then we'll open that up to the rest of the colony. And I want you to stay down here. I want you to get ready to build a monument. Actually, I'm going to have you just build the monument down here, right in front of everybody. Alright, we'll let this open up to the oxygen. That should give me enough beds, I think, for 36 colonists, I believe. Okay, this is all oxygenated. Excellent. So we'll open that up to the rest of the colony. And we're at 7%, almost 8%. There we go. 34. All right. Well, we're two beds short. That should be the name of my series. 2 beds short. that is how my life goes. This guy, you should be automating, guy, because you'd be very useful in certain cases. This is nothing on there now. That's good. And I want to... We've got all that working for us. We've got some ore now. We've got the monument built, but we haven't declared independence yet. I could cheeseball it, and... because we have another launch available, and I could just bring up another one of these Mars landers if I wanted to, just to get the 36. But we'll have time to do that. I think the game doesn't end just because I've declared independence. So let's, plus we're going to need some more power as well to do the terraforming project. I want to move that boulder out of the way there as well. But I think it's time, my friends. Let's do this. This might be the worst idea I've ever had. Actually, yeah, let's do one more launch. You know what? Let's do one more launch because it's there. Let's do a small rocket, and let's fill it full of supplies, as many as it will carry. And I'll just I don't really need anything else, but I'll just top it off. Why not? It's a waste, but I don't care. It'll be the last rocket that this colony will ever see. Alright, we will drop this guy right over here. Why not? Make it as much of an eyesore as I can. Okay, cool. And now we're up to 36 beds. Excellent. So, we are going to declare our independence. You wish to declare independence from Earth. No more rockets will be launched. Colony population will increase naturally by 2 every 100 souls. Convert colonists to astronauts at the launch pad. Yes. Yeah, the citizens of Mars have proclaimed their independence from Earth. Now, like it said there, if you... In the normal game, when you have disasters on, you can lose your astronauts, you know, to a disaster and other things. So it is nice to be able to click on here on the launch pad and be able to recruit astronauts as you need to. So that is a thing. That's why it mentioned that. So now we have declared independence, which means there are no more supply ships coming for us. We have to fend for ourselves. And I'm going to actually speed up time here, so that in the hopes that it will, our colonists will begin multiplying like rabbits. In the meantime, let's make sure that we've got enough water coming in and stuff. So let's grab a recycling center, and we'll tag him on there, just for the sake of argument. We're not that desperate for it right now, but I am going to start putting some more some more farms down. All right, speaking of which, what do we have here? Ooh, 3.1. Excellent. Excellent, Smithers. All right, so if we come over here and we say take the 3.1, and then you also take the 3.1, and we'll come back here, we'll do our genetics, and we'll say combine the 3.1 with the 2.8. Why not? And see what we get for our troubles. Generate. Sweet. Alright, you will still have to mine for clay and stuff. There is no way to replenish the clay other than to mine for it, so you gotta keep that in mind as you're doing things. Alright, you are done up there, that's good. And we are topped off as far as water is concerned, and we're also topped off as far as food is concerned, which is very nice. So we should be good. We're up to 23 now. Our colonists are beginning to multiply. That is always good to see. Biology lab research complete. And we got another 3.0 out of it. That's good enough. It's good enough for government work at this point. So let's get rid of the 2.8 since we don't need that anymore. And actually, let's combine these two 2.9s just for the sake of our... Oops, did I not do that? I didn't do it. I don't think I clicked on them. Oh yeah, I did, but I didn't hit generate. There we go. I missed hitting the button. Is what I did. And we're still in super speed mode, or 2x mode. Alright, yeah, our colonists are definitely multiplying. We're up to 24 now. Sweet. So pretty soon we will be up to that 36 number. In the meantime, I want to make sure we build out our geothermal plants, because we are going to need the power. Biology lab, what did you do? You gave me another 3.0. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I am good with that. I am happy about that. You can keep on giving me that. Alright, build another geothermal plant here. And if you look on the build menu, you'll see that the terraforming project requires 60 power, which is why I go crazy here with the geothermal plants. So you can see even now we still don't have enough power for it. So you do have to kind of go crazy. That's also why the nuclear reactor becomes very useful, because you can just crank this puppy up to 80 without taking up all this space and get what you need for the terraforming project. That's assuming you've unlocked that at some point. Alright, another one here. Get all the power going. And let them build that up. Very good. Excellent. And we'll build 2 more. Why not? Because I will have to still expand the colony a little bit. And we've got plenty of resources coming in, although our methane is low, it looks like. So I am going to have to build another methane tank over here. So let's do that. Tank methane. Somewhere here. Right there will be good. Try to help out with the methane supply a little bit. Of course, I can also reduce this so that it's not taking up so much. It's not going to generate as much ore, but you know, we're not really going through the ore that quickly per se. But maybe having one more cryo tank might do what you need. You never know. We'll see in a minute here. And yeah, that is the way it goes. At this point, you're pretty much in autopilot mode. You're just kind of handling whatever goes on in the colony. There will be disasters going on. You'll have to, recover from them. If you had disasters on, if you're in normal or infrequent mode, there is a challenge that you have to survive. I think it's 4. I never remember the actual number, but I think it's 4 Martian years before you can, and you'll complete a challenge. I think that gives you maybe it gives you a nuclear reactor. I'm not quite sure which one that gives you, but that would be one thing that you'd be working for when you're independent here. Since I have all the disasters turned off, I don't get the benefit of any of that right now because of what's going on here. But what we want to do as soon as we can is to build our terraforming project. So I'm going to cut away And I'm going to sit here and wait until we get up to 36 colonists. And then when we do, I'll come back and we'll put down our terraforming project, and then that will be it. We will have our colony. Like I said, you really want your ultimate goal is to get to 100 colonists, but at this point you're pretty much in autopilot mode, and I think at this point you should have enough knowledge to be able to do that on your own. So see you guys in a moment. Okay, we're back. It's been about, I let the game run at about 2 times speed, and I was just doing a few things here and there, like mining and stuff. I had to put some more farms down. Also, in the genetics here, we got a 3.3 strain, which is awesome. 3.1 and a 3.2 as well along the way. A little hot tip for those of you who have a 3D printer, you know, when you place a 3D printer down, when you have auto print on, it will stop printing once the storage palette is full. What is the set mode? Oh, empty when full. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. How about them apples? Here's something else new that I didn't know. You can actually set your storage palettes to empty out when they are full. I did not know that. I was going to say, a hot tip is, when this fills up, when it's on a 3D printer, if you empty it out to another palette, the 3D printer will kick off again. I did not know that. I did not know that this had a mode now. How about them apples? Okay, that's cool. That's going to help us a lot with the final piece here that we need for our colony to be complete, or somewhat complete, and that is the terraforming project. It takes 20 resources, which is why I was moving resources around there. You can put it wherever you want. It does not matter. I'm just going to pick the largest spot we've got here. As you can see, I'm maxed out at 36 colonists now. Like I said, it took about 15 minutes or so at 2 times speed to get to 36 colonists. So we are good there. I did not know empty when full. That is awesome. I didn't even know that these had a mode on them. Holy crap. that must have been added at some point, and I didn't notice it on the change logs. Man, this game is just getting so much better. Every time I turn around, it's just there's these little quality of life things that are being added that is rather awesome, I gotta say. Alright, so we've put the blueprint for that down, and we need 20 supplies. I believe these hold what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think these hold 6, maybe. Right, colonists are dying because they're hitting that. We've hit that maximum limit here. Like I was saying earlier, as you do want to, you know, go and continue to expand your colony. I'm not going to worry about it because we've hit what I needed. This is as good as it gets for me here. What I'd like to do though, is this guy not automating? Oh, he's not automating. Okay, well, that explains that. Alright, yeah, six boxes is what the capacity of this is, which I don't think we have quite enough yet here. We haven't generated enough yet. So, this guy's gonna go do that, hopefully. This guy gave up on it for some reason. Alright, let's just go have him do that right now. Okay, they're all confused right now is what the problem is. Let me unautomate him, have him come up and do this. And I'll unautomate this guy, have him do that as well. The AI does get a little bit confused if they both try to take on the same build project at the same time. It is what it is. It's not much you can do about it. My astronaut is now going to go off and try to help too, which is good. And we should be very close, if not there yet. Hopefully, actually, I should just speed it up. Just do that. Back to 2 times speed, and we're at 16 out of 20. All right, gotta keep on rolling here. We've got plenty of ore, so I'm not too concerned about that. This will be 17 there. All right, come on now, come on and help me out. Come on and help me out. So what are we at? We're at 17, right? So I need 3 more. Just need 3 more pallets, 3 more supplies, and we're good. So we're almost there now. And just 1 more from the 3D printer. Actually, you stop what you're doing. And yep, there we go. Excellent. That's what I wanted. And now we will have our terraforming project, which will complete this tutorial for you guys. I hope everyone has gotten something from this. If nothing else to get from it is that I really very much enjoy this game. And obviously you want to get 3 of these to unlock the main map, the locked map at the bottom of the main screen, which I unlocked a while ago. So I don't want to scroll down and spoil it. So that's why I'm not going to show you where it's at. But there you go. There you have it. That concludes our tutorial on Soul Zero. Obviously, there are some advanced things you can do and advanced strategies. You'll want to play this game with the disasters on. I usually play with frequent, but that is because I played the game so early on that when there wasn't a choice that I got used to the way it worked. So thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope this tutorial has helped you out. And I will see you next episode. We're going to go back to my lunar base and continue what I was doing there. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.